We have all been there, a season so painful that you felt like life just emptied you, like you came in full, full of love, full of dreams, full of expectation, but now you're walking back home with nothing but heartache. That was Naomi. Her story begins in the book of Ruth. Naomi was a wife and a mother, but famine struck the land of Judah, and she and her family moved to Moab just to survive. And while in a foreign land, she lost everything. Her husband died. Then both of her sons died. She was left a widow and childless, two of the most vulnerable positions a woman could be in during that time. So she did what many of us would do. She said, I'm going home back to Bethlehem, back to where she started, but not the same. In fact, when she returned, her old friends barely recognized her. They said, Can this be Naomi? And Naomi responded with raw honesty, Don't call me Naomi, she said. Call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter. Ruth 120. Mara means bitter. Have you ever renamed yourself based on your pain? Maybe not out loud, but in your heart. You've said, I'm no longer joyful. I'm jaded. I'm no longer hopeful. I'm hard. I'm no longer who I used to be. Life took too much from me. That was Naomi. She returned home empty. But what Naomi couldn't see yet was that God had already planted her restoration. That seed was Ruth, her Moabite daughter in law who refused to leave her side. Ruth said, Where you go, I will go. Your people will be my people. Your God, my God. Ruth followed Naomi back to Bethlehem, and through a series of divine appointments, she meets Boaz, a man of favor and honor. Boaz redeems Ruth and marries her. And in Ruth chapter 4, they have a baby, a little boy named Obed, and guess who ends up holding that baby in her arms? Naomi. The very woman who said she came home empty is now holding the beginning of a legacy. Obed becomes the father of Jesse. Jesse becomes the father of David, and from David's line comes Jesus Christ, the Messiah, all through a bitter woman who thought her life was over. Let that encourage you today. You may feel bitter now, but you won't stay there. You may feel forgotten now, but God is already preparing your Ruth. You may feel empty, but God is about to place something in your arms that restores your hope. Maybe you've been grieving. Maybe life didn't go the way you planned. Maybe you've lost more than words can explain. But Naomi's story reminds us of this truth. God doesn't waste loss. He doesn't abandon you in bitterness. He walks you back home and he gives you a Ruth, a companion, a connection, a fresh start. And when the time is right, he places joy back into your life. And when Naomi held that child, the women of the town said something powerful. Praise be to the Lord, who this day has not left you without a guardian redeemer. He will renew your life and sustain you in your old age. Ruth 4:14, 15. That's for you too. You're not too old. You're not too broken. You're not too bitter for God to bring you back into better. So don't rename yourself Mara because your story isn't over. Let God rewrite it. Your bitter will become better. Your loss will birth legacy, and your pain will lead to purpose.